What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the great man, Sauce. How you going, buddy?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. How are you? How are you?
Oh,
And how
I'm
are
good.
things, mate? How are
I'm
things?
good. I'm excited. Lots happened in the last 24 hours that has shocked the footballing world. And as we can see by the title of the episode, we will start there eventually. But I'm well. We've got James in already. Good evening, James. Welcome.
Evening, Jimmy.
How are you, by the way?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'll tell you what. I was sore after a big performance last night on the court.
Ladies and gents, it took him. I don't know how long. I actually can't tell you the exact amount. I'm going to over exaggerate and say something like 16 weeks, but he finally hit a three last night.
I finally hit my first three of the season. It felt good.
And you ripped him too on the dribble. You ripped him on the dribble and
I gave him the shake and bake.
And then he tried to size you up and he dribbled it off his foot in a backcourt violation to Lemon. He came to size you up on the next possession.
I know. I tried to get back at me.
Myself laughing, bro. No one sizes up Sauce. Nobody. Oh, it was very nice. At least you hit one, and then you probably missed the other six that you took, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, you hit one.
I hit one more. I was not bad. I was 2 or 4. I'll take 50%. I'll take 50%. I don't take too many. I hit two, mate. I hit two. 2 or 4. I'm back. I'm back on the 3-point. I think playing the extra night has helped me. I've hit a few on the Wednesday night with the team that I play fill in for on a Wednesday.
I like it.
So getting that form stroke back.
We played okay last night. We couldn't hit the backside of the board, and we still put up 49 and lost by 11.
Yeah, fuck.
And they were shooting lights out. They could not miss.
Yeah, that one guy hit 7 threes or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way the cookie crumbles, ladies and gentlemen. And that's
exactly right.
But you move on to another day.
You broke the drought.
I broke the duck, which was good. So I'll let a few more fly next week, and that's where I'll go over 10 or something.
You went Russell Westbrook. Like 11% from three, and then you hit 2 to bump it up to about 13%, which is what he averages. Matty Cams, welcome. Vinny, welcome. Sarge, welcome. Very nice. All right, Sauce, we're going to start with it. The big news is this man right here. Bid put in by Al Hilal for 300 million euros, which equates to 493 million Australian dollars. Funnily enough, we were together when this broke, and I had to explain, we were having a chat about it, and I explained to you that this had nothing to do with his salary. This was just a transfer fee. It is a record transfer fee. He will be the highest transferred player in the history of the game at 300 million. The second most is Neymar. I think it was 198 million. I'm pretty sure when he went to PSG. So it's a record transfer fee. And you asked me, Sauce, how much do you reckon this guy is going to get paid? And I said, before anything even came out, I said minimum $500 million. 500 million euros, minimum. And you said, oh, yeah, for a couple of years. I said, no, for 1 year till his contract expires and he walks on as a free to Real Madrid. And you said, surely not. You said, Dom, this can't be accurate. Lo and behold, a report comes out, Sauce, that it's going to be 700 million euros for one season. Here's the breakdown, Sauce. It's $58.3 million a month. 13,500. Oh no, 13. Is that 13,500? Sorry.
No, that's
15 million a month. 13 million a week.
A week, yes. I was about to say
1.9 million a day.
Not bad. You wake up and you've made 101.9 million. That's not bad.
Mate, you're making $22 $22 every second.
Fuck, that's not bad.
Euros. That equates to 1.14 billion Australian dollars, Sauce.
The $1 billion man in terms of Aussie currency, that's for sure. It is a phenomenal amount of money. And you know what?
He's the best player in the world at the moment. He is the
You know
best
what?
player in the world.
You know what I got to say on this thing, on this matter? He should do it. He should do it.
He should do it.
If he just wants to force his way out of Paris and he's like, well, I can go there and make that much amount of money in one season and walk on a free contract. How old is he? He's 24, 25. He'd still be walking straight into his prime at.
No, he's 22, turning 23.
There you go.
Because he was 18 at the World Cup in 2018. So I'll say he's 23.
He's 23. So he goes there for one season. He walks straight into Real Madrid at your prime. You know what? It'd be so good. It would be actually phenomenal. And I don't even know. I want it to happen because this is like
we've been talking Saudi League, yeah.
Yeah. No, we've been talking Saudi League, but I tried to explain to someone the other day, you know, just the levels that there is in. Unfortunately, in this world, you're forced to play this game of money where you're going to make money to make a living, especially if you want to live a decent life, right? Yeah. And there's levels to that. What I say, game, because it's funny that you call it a game because it is life, but it is a bit in a way when you think about it, right?
It is.
There's levels to this, and these people that have that much amount of money to spend on a football player for pure entertainment factor. Right, to bring them to the league on that sense, the Saudi owners of those teams, mate, that's just another level. Like you just can't fathom that amount of money. You know, not even
that's hundreds of billions of dollars.
Not even half of a percent of people in the whole of the lifetime of the existence of this earth will have that amount of money. Like, I couldn't even tell you the amount of lowest percentage rate that people would even own that money. In you know, it's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous, but I fucking love every second of it. And I love every fucking second of it. And I want him to go there. And it will be the biggest, just like, it's the biggest FU by them to say, you know, to him, like, you know, you're not bigger than the club. Because it was funny, Zlatan came out and had a bit of a take, you know, and had a bit of a dig at him. And he tried to warn Kylian, say, you know, no one's ever bigger than the club, yeah, in that sense, and like that's their power move on him. But you know what his power move should be? Yeah, no worries. I'll go there. I'll take the money. I'll go there for one season. I'll outscore Ronaldo. I'll be the best player in the league. I'll win my team the title. You know, stick it right up and walk out to Real Madrid. It would be a great story. You know, if it'd be a great story because you got to think about if he does that and then goes on to go to Real Madrid and have the career that we know potentially he could have. He's already been phenomenal. You know, up to this point, he's 22 years old. What he's already achieved, right? Mate, you're gonna look back at this and they're gonna make a movie about this guy, man. Walks out the height of his powers at one of the greatest football teams.
Held PSG to ransom, bro, on the contract extension. They pretty much gave him the team. They made him like manager. He became like the GM of Paris Saint-Germain with his last contract.
Remember on the show we went through the contract and we're like, oh, he's got.
He became the GM 2.0. This guy. He had a say on the deals, how much money he wanted. He held them to ransom to then turn around 18 months later and say, oh, I don't think I'm going to be here. I haven't signed with Real Madrid. Blatantly lied. And in principle, they reckon he's agreed to terms already to walk out on a free. PSG now turns around and says, well, we want to trade you to... Well, he wants to play in Europe. They're saying that I want to send him in Europe because obviously you don't want to play against him in Champions League football. Yeah. Paris Saint-Germain want nothing to do with him. So they said, oh, we'll sit you on the bench for the whole season. It pretty much forces Mbappe to take the money. You might as well go play in the Saudi League, man. You're still going to play good football next year. Euros next year, source. You're going to play for France. You're going to get good international football under your belt. You're going to get all the qualifiers, the whole lead-in. You're going to be playing against the best anyway. So you might as well take your 700 million euros for the season, do what you got to do, and then get your lead up to the World Cup when you go to Real Madrid at the end of 2024.
All I want to know is where's the Saudi league league pass? Sign me up.
Now this is the thing, Source. This is
sign
the
me
thing.
up.
He signs. All right. If he signs, all right. I said this to you last night. It doesn't matter how woke any company wants to be in terms of the way that they view Saudi Arabia and what happens in that country. Because as we know, you all said it about Qatar, all these companies, yet you televise that for a World Cup. No matter what happens, there's that much money in having this guy in the league with Ronaldo and Benzema, who's the current Ballon d'Or winner, mind you. A company from the Western world is going to have to get on their knees and pay big dollars for the contract to televise this. And I'm telling you, this is what the Saudi League wants. They want the Western world at the palm of their hands. This is what they want. They want them eating out of their hands. That's why they're signing all these people. They signed Malcolm from Zenit St. Petersburg, bro, today to another team. Bro, if you go actually look at the quality of the players in there.
They're taking good players. Yeah, Malcolm's good.
I said this to you, Source, the moment they sign some young guys and they can start creating a bit of an academy system, they're looking for teams and players to play in their third division. So they're already trying to find a pathways model to get to the top division
they're
championship.
Building it right. Ronaldo has been on record saying that they're trying to build a good system over there.
They got money. They got money. They got money not just to buy players. They got money to buy build state-of-the-art facilities.
Yeah, not only that, but also bring in the good coaches. You've seen the coaches exactly that have already attracted, and
I'm telling you, if nothing goes to shit, and the only way this goes to shit is if the Western world, like the United States, like with the MLS and Europe, because no one likes Saudi Arabia. All right. There seems to be a common theme where people that have a lot of money just are hated by certain people. And it seems to be the same thing for countries. Countries that don't have as much money as other countries seem to hate those countries for the way that they got their money, which is baffling to me, to be honest. And I understand, I don't agree with some of the customs they have in their country, but like, how are we to stop that? We can't do anything about it. You can talk and talk and talk, and Henderson bagged them and said, I would never go play there, and I'll never do this, and I'll never do that, because the way they treat kids, women, this, that, and they offered him $700,000 a week, and he left. So money talks. They can say as much as they want.
Is he signed?
Yeah, he signed. Are you kidding me? Yeah, they signed everyone. Sadio Mane is going there. They're getting everyone. Everyone.
This is unreal. This is unreal. So he left Hendo.
Yes.
Signed.
I'm pretty sure he signed.
No, I don't know if that's confirmed. We got to fact check that. We've got to
go fact check me. Fact check me right now. He's crazy. If he doesn't do it, says Multiverse. I agree. Global welcome. 11 million a week. That's crazy. Fuck soccer shit, says Global. Live golf on the back burner now. That money is crazy. No, while Liv's taking over golf, they're just making waves. I'm telling you, tennis is next because they've got the ATP tours. They're going to try and get a Grand Slam, try and get another Grand Slam on the tour. I can guarantee you that's what they're going to try and do. No one can match that Saudi monopoly. Maddie says, in a way, it upsets me that much money for a sports player when it could save a poor country. I understand what you're saying, but let's keep sports and that aside for a second, and we got to think about logically. All right, so they got money, they're spending it in sports. Let's not worry about all that stuff because Europe's been doing the same thing with the amount of money that's been circulating in soccer forever, in European soccer. You could have saved 10 small countries. You got to look at other countries helping smaller countries. I know this is more of a political take, but other countries don't want to help small countries that are poor because if you don't help small countries that are poor, you can go in there and give them aid. And when you go into that country to give them aid, it's more often than not because you want a resource from that country. And when you give them aid, they say you can come and do what you need to do in our country, and they profit off of poor countries. As sad as it is, that's what happens. That is actually the harsh reality of it. United States, numero uno are doing that, by the way. So
boom.
and
That's
they're
a
our
truth
best,
arrow.
and
That's
they're our
truth
best
arrow
buddies,
right
man.
there.
Just think
Bang.
about that. Our best buddies are the ones that are number one at doing it. Our best buddies.
The good guys, man.
The good guys.
The fucking good guys. that's what I love. We're the good guys.
Yeah, the good guys. That's exactly right.
Think
so
about
Mbappe,
it.
I think it should get done,
Right.
Sauce.
Moving
I'd
on.
love for it to happen, and it'd be fantastic. And the Saudi League just goes from
fucking a lot of money.
Next up, Women's World Cup. Bit of an update. Aussie's got a win, which was good. Sauce.
No. Look, we'll cover it. Well, we will. Because it's
Aussie's got a win. They struggled against Ireland. Let's not beat around the bush. They did, but they got the job done. That's all that matters. What was I going to say? I lost the thought. I've lost my thought. Oh well.
Oh, yeah.
Spain's
Did you
up
see
there.
The beautiful
England.
goal by the Brazilian ladies.
Oh,
that
was fantastic.
Magnificent.
Great team.
A bit of Giogo Benito about it. Don't worry about that.
There they are
Spectacular.
on top. France,
yeah,
Jamaica
they'll be up there. Brazil will be good.
The Italians got a win, Sauce.
Swedes will always be good. The Germans are good. Obviously,
Where's our next game? We play Nigeria.
The US are always competitive.
Thursday, 8 p.m. against Nigeria. Sam Kerr, that was my thought. She's injured.
Might actually be able to watch this game.
I don't know if you saw this clip that came out, I think today. Sam Kerr was with, I don't know if it was an English player or a United States player that she must play with over in England or knows her through the Women's Premier League. And she said in the clip, just like they were having a laugh, and she goes, "Oh, you're going to be back with your torn calf." We've been told that it's a strained calf, that it's nothing to worry about. If it's a torn calf, she's not going to play the whole tournament. So there's a lot of speculation around her and what's going to happen. As you know, she is top 5 probably in the world. Top 5, top 10.
Well, look, let's just put it into reality for Australian hopefuls that think we might have a chance of winning this World Cup. If she doesn't play, we have no chance of winning the World Cup. So we'll just put it out that right there.
If she plays and she can play at a high level, we do have a chance to win it. Because anything can happen.
Yeah.
Women's football, in reality, women's football is a lot like women's tennis. If you turn up on the day, you can really, really cause some problems for the opposition. Even though United States are obviously they're one of the heavy favorites to win it. So anyway, there's the update. Thursday. Stay tuned for that. We will cover it every week. It has been requested by the Double Coverage family as per the poll today that we put out. So there you go. Back in the day when Beckham was top paid player, says Matty Tabe. Matty Tabe says, "What's the team with the blonde with the big booty?" I don't know.
I honestly can't tell you, mate, because I haven't watched many games. I may have watched 20 minutes of a game. That's about it.
All right, so let's get to some AFL straight into it. I don't know what's happened here. The fixtures haven't come up, but it was a good round of football because we had the top 2 battle it out, which was fantastic, and that was a ripping game. If this wants to load, it'll be fantastic. Big game this week, so I can't wait. Friday night, I don't think you want to talk about it. Dogs versus Essendon, you lost by 41. Ridley injured. Your season's finished. Let's be honest.
Soft.
Finished.
Terrible game execution. Don't know what's happened to our fast ball movement. We don't know what's happened to our run off the halfback. Don't know what's happened to our ability to take on the inside kick and then get the link up play off halfback. We're moving the ball slow. We're kicking it around the sides, side to side. Wow, I was getting so frustrated. I'm just like, how many times you want to switch the play? And not one time did we get an overlap and be able to go fast. Soft as butter. Bontempelli absolutely dominated. Let me tell you that. Good, and where I sit at Marvel Stadium, it's on second level, so you can see the whole view of the stadium. It's elite seats, and the work rate by this guy, he won the ball on Essendon's half forward line, kicks it forward. It's a bit of a scramble, and then he gets up to that as that ball's scrambling. He sprints to get up that to the other half forward line, to his half forward, impacts the contest, breaks away, actually has a shot on goal. Didn't close at that time, but it did another time in the game and another time. And his work rate was just phenomenal. Goes to say about Essendon's work rate, it wasn't phenomenal. Many times I just see the Bont just running past players and other guys not want to take on the challenge of running with him and not allowing him to impact the next contest. Should we have done that a few more times, maybe he wouldn't have had such a big night at the office and we would have been a bit more in the game. But nonetheless, the Dogs gave us, I think that's 9-1, 1-9 Essendon are in the last 10 against the Western Bulldogs. So let me just tell you, Essendon fans.
Kraken stat. That is a Kraken
we
stat.
are absolutely shit against the Bulldogs. Shit. Them and Geelong are like our teams that every year are just like, just pencil that
Pencil in the loss. Yeah.
Pencil in the loss.
Essendon. You tipped Essendon.
Pencil in a loss. Well,
I can't believe you
got to go with my team. I thought maybe they'd bounce back after last week. And it's not like we didn't have it. We didn't have a bad side in there. We had a pretty good side. Most guys are fit, other than Sammy Draper probably walks straight back in. Other than that, you've got Dylan Shields, but we've been playing all right with Shields. And you know me, I don't think I always give him a bit of flack. I don't really rate him highly. And I think there's a few guys there that need to have a bit of a clean out, and that's what needs to be looked at now. Playing younger guys in other spots. We can still make the 8, but what's the point, Tom? What's the point? What's the point of making the 8? You might as well play younger guys, get experience into younger guys, and play guys like Ben Hobbs in his proper position.
He's a good player.
When he was playing there, he was having the best games of his season. Now they put him on a half forward because you got someone like Darcy Parish back. And unfortunately, sorry, but Darcy Parish, if he wants $800,000 a year at Essendon, you can get F, mate, because you're not worth that, mate. You're not worth that.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. There's only 3 teams that can win it, and it's pretty evident who the 3 teams are, and it's Brisbane, Port, and Collingwood. Anyone outside of it, I don't think so. Welcome, Magda. Welcome to the show. Tape says, I'm out of footy, lads. Bloody Crows. Not happy. Next up, we had Richmond winning by a point over Hawthorn.
Crazy game.
Good on them.
Great comeback.
Yep, they came back.
But yeah.
Good win.
They could still make 8, but they're not going to do anything. So.
They're not going to do anything either. Carlton get the 71-point win over West Coast. Charlie kicks 10 and 19 goals in 2 games.
That's pretty much how you got to win the Coleman. And imagine he wins the Coleman on the back of the fact that he's versed West Coast twice this year and he's kicked
Tex
1/3 of his whole goals.
Tex has to still play him again in the last round. And he's 7 behind. So he potentially could win the Coleman in the last round.
You got to clear out the 50 for the big Texan.
Yeah, 100%. Get him the Coleman.
Then Pagan's Paddock.
Exactly right. Brisbane get the 11-point win over Geelong. Not really surprised. Brisbane played pretty well. Unfortunate news in this one was Will Ashcroft doing his ACL. Very unfortunate for Brisbane fans. He's had a pretty good season.
Probably win the Rising Star still, I think.
Yeah. It's either him or Sheasel that win it. So, and then 29-point winners was Sydney over Fremantle. No surprise there. Then the blockbuster game on Saturday night was Collingwood versus Port Adelaide. And Port Adelaide probably should have put this game away that many times. And we're unfortunate with their kicking. Yep. And you can't let the Pies hang around. They do hang around like a bad smell, and if you let them hang around, this is what happens. They will win by 2 points in Adelaide against you. Jamie Elliott was kicking some of the most ridiculous set shots on the boundary. If you had to do that consistently in a game, I think he kicked 2 out of 2 from like right on the boundary line, and then Josh Dacos kicked one from the exact same spot. To kick those goals, I don't think people understand. Like, it is so hard to do that multiple times in a game with that much pressure on you. You've got no one there pretty much supporting you, traveling to Adelaide with that home crowd.
Good performance, man.
And he's kicked those goals and he's given the old shush to the crowd.
The game lived up to the hype, first versus second.
It was awesome. So great win for the Pies. They just they keep marching on their way to September. Port Adelaide, nothing to worry about. They're going to be a force in September as well. The Sunday games, GWS, 40-point winners over Gold Coast. Not surprised. Melbourne win by 4 points over against Adelaide. D's just scraping in wins, Source. They're just holding on by a thread. And then the last game of the round, 8-point winner St Kilda over North Melbourne. So we tried. We did, but weren't good enough. All right, Source. Round 20. There's only 5 rounds left. And Friday night, 7:50, Collingwood versus Carlton. All right, done.
Pies by 3 goals plus.
I'm tipping Pies.
3 goals. 3 goals at least.
Geelong versus Fremantle in Geelong.
Geelong could be by 60 points.
I'm going Geelong. Dogs versus Giants, Mars Stadium in Ballarat.
Dogs. 1-5 on the trot, GWS.
I'm going GWS.
I think you're still behind me a bit. You got to do a total after this round.
I know, I have to. Suns versus Lions.
Lions.
Yeah, I'm going Lions too. Essendon versus Sydney at Marvel. Surely
Sydney.
you got to bounce back.
Nah, Sydney. No, I'm not tipping us again. Fuck it.
I'm going.
Buddy Franklin's going to have a field day, mate. He rips us. It's his favorite team to verse, and it might be the last time I ever get to see him play. And I'm going on Saturday night, mate.
I'm going Sydney. Adelaide versus Port Adelaide. The showdown.
Port bounce back.
I'm going Port as well. They're going to bounce back. Hawthorn, St Kilda at Marvel. What a rubbish game.
Ooh, I think. How do you even tip out of it? Both of these seem just shocking. I'm just going to go St Kilda because that Marvel. Saints.
I'm going Saints as well. Richmond, Melbourne, MCG.
I'm going to go the D's.
I'm going to go D's too. They haven't got any forwards, Richmond. Their defenders should just give them a bath. Melbourne's defenders.
The game of the round, Doma. The game of the round, the next one.
West Coast versus North Melbourne at Optus Stadium.
If you turn the ladder upside down, it's a top of the table clash.
Oh. That's funny.
That's
who are you going here?
I don't fucking know, man.
I want to tip North, but I genuinely I just got this feeling I'm not 100% confident.
Do you reckon they've set themselves as they've gone, we're eyeing off this game, we want to get another win on the board. They've eyed off this game as potentially
I'm tipping
game
North.
To win.
I'll tip North.
No, I'm talking about West Coast. Do they have any hope?
Yeah, but
they're on 40.
Yeah, I know. But source. Listen, West Coast is one of those teams that they're not down the bottom for very long. All right, and they've hung on to a lot of these old guys like Hearn and Nat Nui's finished, man. He's got to go. They got to get rid of Shuey. He's always injury prone. Elliot Yeo, he's done. Gaff's aging. Dom Sheed hasn't lived up to what Dom Sheed was meant to be. And you like the other thing too. I know we're bagging West Coast so much. They won a flag 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like they'll be back up there again. They'll be back up there. Like it's just a matter of time, unfortunately, for the rest of the competition because they're the better team in Perth when they are humming.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't stay down for long. They're not Fremantle, always down.
Well, the bookies actually, funny enough, have North Melbourne as the favourites.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I got to pick North Melbourne. I know. I just can't pick West Coast. Not one from what I've
seen. Vinny says we want the number 1 pick. North will lose it. Nah, but our percentage is too good.
Percentage is too good.
We're 22%. We've got 22% more than West Coast. That's how bad West Coast percentage is. It's like 44. It's shocking. I think
the
it's
only
44.
team this only team this season to clock 2,000 points already against.
Here's the ladder. We're both going north for the last one. We'll go from the bottom, because at least we get to see north. There they are, second last. Hawks, Dockers, forget about it. Suns, you got no chance, even that you know you're a game and a half out. Crows, maybe. Sydney's humming. Essendon, struggling. Richmond, on the fringe. Carlton, they've been absolutely nobody to get back into this position, but you know they are back in this position and they can probably sneak into finals. GWS were ridden off before the season started. Look where they're sitting. They're seventh. Saints were touted to be premiership favourites, and they're crap. They're a game getting booted out of the 8. Dogs are back up there. They're playing good footy, and then the top 4. But these are the 3 teams that can win it. So
maybe Melbourne, you could put him in there.
Maybe.
The Dogs. I know the Dogs definitely can't win it. After seeing the Dogs play and their style of play and what I've seen them play against the better teams, they can't win it. Maybe Melbourne can get up there.
Melbourne can win on their day. They're very good on their day. Vinny says Clarko knows how to coach. He will coach a percentage miracle. Global says, what's your thoughts on Clary injury? I don't know what to make of it, to be honest. Must be pretty bad. I don't believe in the whole. I don't believe in the whole infected blister sent to hospital. I don't know. It's very up in the air. You need an insider at the club there to tell us what's actually going on. I'm not 100% convinced that he's a hamstring injury. Probably a bit more in it, I think. Not saying it's off field.
Who's injured?
Oliver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's off field behavior. I'm not saying that.
I should have asked him the other day. I seen him at the pools, man.
Did you?
Yeah.
You should have asked him. What are you doing, mate?
Didn't cross my mind, to be honest.
Well, you'll see him next time. Have a chat to him.
Seen him down at the local pools, mate.
Brunswick Bards?
Yeah, mate.
Jeepers.
He was chatting up birds in there.
Oh, wouldn't surprise me. Oh.
Yeah, he is. I'll tell you what, it's not a nice
Thank God for football, eh? Thank God for football. For some people, thank God for footy. That's all I'm saying. Let's move on to the F1s. Hungarian Grand Prix. It was the miracle that everyone wanted, and it was Max Verstappen not starting on pole position, and it lasted all of 300 meters on the straight source. That's as long as it lasted, ladies and gents. 300 meters. Just overtook him.
It was all over on the first turn. Turn. As soon as Max got the jump on Hamilton, it was all over.
He goes, thanks for coming. I'll win this by 34 seconds. And he did. He won the race by 34 seconds. Had the fastest lap already, so he didn't have to go pit and put on tyres and ruin Saucy's predictions of 25 plus, and it goes down to 5 seconds because he has to try and get the extra point. He got it early, and he just showed, I'll just win this by 34. He beat his teammate Sergio Perez by 37. Hamilton, who polled, and everyone thought he's got a chance. I, being one of those, thought he's got a chance potentially. He got beaten by 40 seconds. And then the resident Aussie Piastri finished 5th, which was a great effort by him. But he finished 1 minute and 2 seconds behind Verstappen. So if you want to know where the Ferraris were, they were 7th and 8th. They absolutely suck. And Danny Rick returned, started in 13th, finished in 13th. Doesn't matter. It's great to have him back.
Take it.
By all reports, it looks like he's probably going to drive for Red Bull next year, and Perez could be gone, potentially.
Yeah. Well, Verstappen's given him the vote of confidence. Of approval, he came out. Yeah, tick of approval, man. I never wanted him to leave, mate. Never wanted him to leave.
So no, Vinny, no, he's not going to get a new trophy because I think it takes 6 months to make the trophy. Have you seen this source? Did you see what happened?
I've seen it. It was hilarious.
Lando. Typical Lando. This is why we can't have nice things in Formula One, mate. Lando Norris gets on the podium 2 weeks in a row. Unbelievable. Let me find it. There was a F1 put up a stat in terms of like how long it takes to build the trophy and all that stuff. It was actually very interesting. I pissed myself when I saw it today. I thought, they'll be able to replace it, do something like that. No chance. Absolutely no chance. Maybe it wasn't them.
Probably wasn't F1. It was probably some other page.
It was probably McLaren.
But if you haven't seen it, ladies and gentlemen, he's celebrating and he goes to pop open the bottle of champagne. Hang on, bring it up. There we go. So here we go. He goes to pop open the bottle of champagne. Bang! Bangs it on the stage. The trophy falls off the stage and you just see it snap. And Verstappen looks down and he's like, oh.
This is him when he smashed the... There you go. Bang. He's done it one other time. And then the other time he's done it as well, he when he went to go do his... that's his customary bottle shake. But he did it once and he actually smashed the whole entire bottle. Like he went to do it, he did it, and the whole thing just shattered.
It needs a new celebration, mate.
I love it. I love it. I reckon it's sick.
Oh, jeez.
Why did McLaren pit Norris first when Piastri was in front and gave Norris the undercut? Norris got the better car of the two.
Yeah.
Piastri's the rookie.
He's the rookie, mate.
Norris is the number one driver. Whoops. Norris is the number one driver there. Yeah, he's the rookie, which is fair enough. And because of that, I got rid of the F1. Next race is on, I think it's the Belgian Grand Prix. It is.
This weekend.
And that, no. We've got a break. Oh, no, we don't. It is this weekend. Sorry, it is. Sorry.
It is. 30th. I was having a look at it the other day. I was having a look at it earlier
today. It's at Spa. It's Spa. So it's a very good race, this one.
Good track. Good track.
Very
and
good track.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll just gamble responsibly, but I mean, Max Verstappen finishing top 10. I think the bookies are giving you $1.10. Put that in any multi you want to boost. Doesn't matter how many legs. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed to finish in the top 10. It's not even a word of a question. It's not even worth taking the extra 1 cent that they're giving to you to put him in the top 6. Just take the $1.10, put it in the multi, boost it. There's a multi booster for you. $1.10.
Brett's on the money. He's the Aussie. Jack Doohan for Alpine and F2 got the win in Budapest over the weekend. He's actually started. Someone I was speaking to over the weekend was saying that he's starting to really drive coming into his own. 4 races left for that F2 competition, and he's sitting in 5th at the moment on 100 points. So he's 53 behind. So he can catch up. He definitely can. So good luck to him. Hopefully get up and into the F1s for next year. It'll be fantastic. All right. Saucy, over to you, UFC.
Yes, Damo. UFC, which went past over the weekend. And I'll just bring it up. But before I do, as we know, ladies and gentlemen, this segment is sponsored by Roll Clean Soap, number 1 in MMA, BJJ, and martial arts hygiene, and 100% Australian-owned business out of SA, South Australia. We got the Boost Balm, we got the Fruit Punch, bath bombs, we got the beard oil, we got the works. You can use it to shave. You can use it to keep you clean. You can use it to make yourself smell absolutely beautiful. Whatever it may be, Roll Clean's got you covered. Use the code Double Coverage to get 20% off your first order at checkout. You got the charcoal. You've got the original soap. You got the grapplers, Aussie grapplers variety. They've got something for everything, whether it be ladies, whether it be men. They've got it all. Check them out at www.rollclean.com.au or hit them up on socials at Roll Clean Soap. Roll Clean, we've got your back, and they've keep you clean. Let me tell you, Doma. All right, enough of that. We are looking at the fight card which passed over the weekend. Tom Aspinall against Marcin Tybura. I'll run you through the main card as I do, give you the results. Bantamweight division, Daniel Marcos defeats Davey Grant, third round decision. Daniel Marcos actually moves to 15-0 in the bantamweight division. So have a look out for that name. 15-0 in professional MMA. Obviously, not all those fights would have been in UFC. Some in probably some smaller organizations. But nonetheless, he's 15-0. Keep an eye out for him, ladies and gentlemen. Daniel Marcos, remember the name. Featherweight division, Leron Murphy defeated our boy Joshua Culibao. I can't say I haven't watched the fight, so I'd probably have to go back and I can give you a better opinion, but didn't watch the fight, so I can't tell you what exactly happened with our boy Joshua Culibao. But nonetheless, I'm sure he'll be back. It was a decision win. I'm not sure how convincing it was, but at least he didn't get knocked out. So obviously a positive, but some improvements for Joshy to come. All right. Lightweight division, you had Fares Ziam defeating Jai Herbert, third round decision. Middleweight division, you had Paul Craig KOing Andre Muniz in the second round. In the featherweight division, Nathaniel Wood defeated Andre Philly with a third round decision. And then in the women flyweight, you had Julia Stolarenko with a submission in the first round against Molly McCann. And then in the heavyweight, you had Tom Aspinall knocking Marcin Tybura out in the first round. If you haven't seen that, I did actually see this. It was a great fight. And Tom Aspinall looks absolutely jacked. I mean, and should he go? I mean, it would be a good fight. I'd be interested to still eventually, hopefully, maybe see him against John Jones. Should Tom Aspinall be able to keep building on his resume? But yeah, he looks an absolute unit, and we need some other contenders in that heavyweight division now that John Jones is in there and is the champion.
I thought he was retiring after Miocic.
Who?
Jones.
Didn't he say he's going to give it up if he beats him?
Not if the money's there. Come on, bro. We'll have at least 3-4 fights in him, I reckon.
He'll win all of them.
Well, he'll keep going because his grappling is so good. All right, UFC 291. That is this weekend. Massive card. I'll probably tune into this one and try view it. It kicks off from 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. The prelim card kicks off from 10 a.m. and the early prelims, I guess, will click off from 8:30 a.m. We do have my boy Derek Lewis on the prelim card, so you'll be able to view the prelims for free on if you've got KO or ESPN here in Australia. So you'll be able to view those, and then the main card switches over to pay-per-view, where you've got Michael Chiesa against Kevin Holland in the welterweight division, Tony Ferguson against Bobby Green in the lightweight, welterweight Stephen Wonderboy Thompson against Mikael Pereira. Let me just tell you, this card is fucking good. Light heavyweight division, you got Jan Blachowicz against Alex Pereira. Our boy, the Putan, where I've got the order, and there'll be a video of me obviously releasing.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Got the Tyson Beck one. I'll do a little bit of a mail day on it, so you can see it. And then got the main event, Dustin Poirier against Justin Gaethje. Their last fight was an absolute cracker. This fight looms out to be an absolute cracker. I'll give you a couple of quick picks. I think Poirier in the main event. In the light heavyweight, I'm going to go with Alex Pereira. Welterweight, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson over Mikael Pereira. I'm going to go with Wonderboy Thompson. And in the lightweight, Tony Ferguson against Bobby Green. I am going to go with Bobby Green. Just because the way I've seen Tony Ferguson, I haven't really seen.
Isn't the Poirier fight for the BMF title?
I have no idea.
I think it is.
Have a clue.
I think it's for the BMF title.
Oh, okay.
The title that everyone bags in the UFC circles.
Well, it's a Mickey Mouse title. Apparently, Dana White doesn't make these Mickey Mouse gimmicky fights. He's been said on record, apparently. But yeah, he's got the BMF belt. So
technically, no UFC fight is a gimmick fight. To be honest,
it isn't. No, it isn't.
Yeah, so that's probably that backs up the reasoning behind anything that he says. You can't really make it. Yeah. Unless Hasbulla's gone in there and fighting someone on as the main card, then it's a gimmick. So, Very nice sauce. Very well done. And we look forward to that big Pereira Blahovic fight.
Yeah, it's a banging card. If you can tune into it this weekend, 12 p.m., mate, sit down in front of the TV, get some snacks.
Crack open a cold one.
Crack open a cold one of
drink responsibly.
Whatever brew it may be, whether it be alcoholic or non-alcoholic, and tune in because it will be an absolute belter.
Very nice. Brett said, cough, CM Punk. Magda said, are you both a fan of WWE? Used to be.
In the 90s.
Used to be.
Early 2000s,
I won't lie. I've got Binge Source. So that's a streaming service for anyone that's listening outside of Australia. And it gets all the HBO shows. Okay. So it's our equivalent of HBO Max. And we got it because like Last of Us is on there. House of the Dragon's on there. And I was watching all that stuff. And I didn't realize that Binge bought the rights to WWE. So they bought the WWE network rights.
Interesting.
So it's got like old pay-per-views and stuff on there too. So you can go watch like Armageddon 2003 on there.
Oh,
yeah, it's like
that would be elite.
Like, but the other sick thing on their Source is every pay-per-view, current pay-per-view, is for free.
On that's there. Good.
And live. So I don't watch the weekly show.
There.
I don't watch the weekly show. I pretty much just, when you're scrolling through TikTok, you just look at any Roman Reigns segments because he's just running an absolute muck with his storyline at the moment. But the pay-per-views are free, so I'll sit down there and I'll watch them. Skip through some of the shit matches of the guys that I have no idea who they are. We'll never have a clue. But yeah, it's not bad. Get them for free, mate. Can't say no. And then you know what? If that pay-per-view shit, you just turn on that Armageddon 2003 and you watch Stone Cold come out there and start stunnering everyone and Triple H pedigreeing everyone.
I've been sending. I'll tell you what, there are some great old school Instagram pages if you find them that literally post.
You love it. You send me one every week.
Oh, it's the
multiple a week.
They are so good. They are so good.
Do you remember this? Man. Do you remember this? Yes, I do. It was the best. It was so good. Global says, I've bought 30 Giddy Prism rookies in the last month. John Cena.
Are they numbered? Are they numbered, Global? That's what I want to know. Are you buying the numbered? Because there's a lot of Prism variants out there. There's a lot of trash. Although, you know what the good thing is with Giddy? He does always do quite a few events in the off-season and signings here in Australia. So there's always opportunity to get them signed.
Very nice. All right, let's get to Hobby Talk, brought to you by Platinum Standard Grading. Saucy, it's Hobby Talk time, and Magda says we need a Sauce rant, and I think we might get one at some point. There's not a Le Mans scheduled, but I've not putting the Le Mans in the running sheet because Saucy just gives impromptu Le Mans these days, and I actually like it because I don't know what's coming, when it's coming, so even I'm surprised. Global says, I'll just buy a second-year auto and take the sticker off and put it on a rookie. Don't worry. We're going to talk about that. If you watch Stan the Car Man's latest video, Saucy did give him some insight as well into what's happening down there at Panini PSA, everything that's happening. So he'll have a bit of a run through. Beard talk with Saucy, says Matty Tabe. Oh, I've heard a whisper from the person themselves that they're not too happy with the growth of the beard at the moment. Is that correct? Can you confirm or deny? There's a certain person that's not happy with your beard.
Yeah, they say this all the time, but it doesn't really matter. I'm the one who has to have it on my face. So And I'll be honest with you. Look, when it gets the weather gets a bit warmer, I'll definitely trim it back, but keeps you warm. Keeps you warm, the beard. So why wouldn't you have it?
It's got the Gene Snitsky look on. Remember Gene Snitsky?
Hey, I'll tell you what, I've got a habit now of playing with it. I'm going to keep playing with it. All of a sudden, it's going to bloody become like dreadlocks, mate. Then I'll definitely have to cut it up.
Do you remember Gene Snitsky from wrestling?
No,
this guy. Remember. You got the Gene Snitsky. It was this guy. He used to feud with Kane.
Yes,
soon you're going to be tying it up like this.
I could now. I could.
You're going to get Viking beard. Good. I'm not putting that on there because the last time someone put a comment like that up on or made a comment like that on a hobby related person, they got into a lot of trouble. I'm not talking about it. I'm not going into it. No drama here. Drama free. First one, obviously the Nationals up and running. The Messiah's over there, which is fantastic. And I'll tell you what, I know he doesn't like the whole video thing, but I think we're going to have to try and get him to come on while he's at the National Source. We've got to try and convince him.
He's going to come on. We'll make it happen.
We're going to have to make it happen. And by doing that, we're going to try and get in his good graces. But in all honesty, he put some stuff out on his story about this Darth Mantle from Card Killer, which comes in a lot of different variations. So Card Killer creates custom cards. Here's the art, as you can see. So he's released like a series of boxes and you can get different variations. You can get like a superfractor in there, which is over here. Here's the superfractor of the card. Oh, he's put a bit of a Darth Maul video in there. Oh, there you go. Pretty cool. I think Jay said he would look after us $50 for a box or something, $40. $30, Jay. $25, Jay said, for a box.
Is that pesos? Because that's what I'm willing to pay. 50 pesos.
So, it's awesome. Something different. We like seeing some of the custom card sort of stuff coming out. So it's pretty cool. As you can see here,
out, ladies and gentlemen.
In a vanity slab sauce.
Yeah, Vanity Slabs, another one of our friends of the show that we've had on and have cool ideas to improve your collection in the hobby. Look, we've always spoken highly because you get Vanity Slabs, they cost you $5 to $10 instead of freaking, grading your cards, which cost you from here the lowest amount, so nearly $30 to grade it.
Yes. Now sauce.
Think about it.
Now we get into the good stuff because it's pretty much just a nice shout out there for a nice product. Someone's doing some good stuff in the hobby space. And now it's all saucy. I saw this today and I put it in our chat. And I think it was safe to say that you were shocked when this came up. So our great friends, Source, they are probably one of our best friends. And that is BBC doing breaks. Source. They're going to be doing a break on Fanatics Live starting in August. We will be live multiple days a week, breaking modern, vintage, and selling singles. This is the #1 most reputable authentication business in all of the hobby. And they're breaking cards. I personally think this is awesome. It is a great step forward for them and everything they do. You'll get live authentication, I'm assuming, when they break the cards. They'll be glad wrapping them live on stream, packaging them up. You'll get your nice BBC glad wrap put around them, which is fantastic.
Oh, fuck.
So, Saucy, just your thoughts on our great friends entering the breaking space.
Look, let me just say this, Doma. Right? We are going to trust this guy right here. We're going to trust this guy right here. Listen.
We all got duped.
We're going to trust that guy right there. That authenticated a Pokemon case and he got duped. Yeah, you got duped, you idiot. You authenticated it. And how many freaking Pokemon packs have you authenticated for PSA that have now slapped them, that have freaking G.I. Joe cards in them and have been resealed? Who knows? What else have you authenticated that is not actually authentic? How many Jordan 86 Fleer boxes have you swapped the cards out for and altered and authenticated? We're going to trust this guy. This lemon. BBC E. You always have the E at the end.
You gotta add the E. You gotta add the E. You can't be Googling that without the E.
This lemon. Right. Hang on. This guy here. Hang on.
We all got duped. Agreed?
Agreed?
That guy there.
Yeah.
I will say this. I will. Look, good luck to anyone that joins their breaks, but I won't be joining their breaks. I've always stated this. I've always said this. I've always stated this, that all BBCE, their only place in this hobby that they have is literally ripping money out of collectors' hands so that they have less money to spend on actual cards, because their service in this hobby is actually not needed, because they don't know what they're doing. They actually don't know, because they've been proved multiple times to be doing the wrong thing, and we're trusting them. Dom, like, do you fathom that people actually, if it has the BBCE condom around it, that they actually pay more money at auction for that, to have that Connie on it, right? As a seal of approval. Why? Mate, he's authenticating fake cards. That guy, he got duped. And he's duping you all with his breaks right now. Don't buy into his breaks. Fuck him, mate. They make more money, too much money out of collectors, all right? So don't need to give them more money, ladies and gentlemen. I wouldn't buy into their breaks. And I will talk onto the Fanatics Live platform. And one other thing that I did see someone else chat about on, and I won't take credit for it because I haven't really watched any. I don't even have the app, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm just going off what a video that I see someone else did on it, which is Ziggy No. If you haven't checked him out, make sure you check it out. Check him out. And he done a video on it about things on the Fanatics, features that they've got going, and it's in beta at the moment, but they've got this wheel thing where you're live bidding. So essentially, imagine this, Doma. You're like Whatnot, where you got that live bid for 1 minute, right? So you're live bidding at the opportunity to win a wheel spin, and that on that wheel spin, all the teams are on there that you can win out of the break, and then you potentially might win the team, if you get what I mean. So all the teams on a wheel spin, you bid for a spot to spin the wheel, and then they spin the wheel, and you get that randomized team.
Yeah, okay, that's not bad. Wheel of Fortune, baby.
How it just but when you do random team breaks, all the teams are standardized. So each team will be worth, say, $50, right? Yeah. On this, you could bid at different points for different. Obviously, if there's better teams left on the wheel, it could bid up the price of that 1 minute bid. And then what happens if there's still 8 teams on there and only 3 of the teams are good, and then you still get one of the other dud teams, but you've paid $150 for a spot? That in a normal random break would be
it's all random. It's all random. Luck of the draw.
It's all a scam, ladies and gentlemen. Only buying PYTs, half cases and cases. That's what I would say. That's how it used to be when breaking was actually good and actually a way to actually collect in this hobby. But now it's just an extortion of money out of people's pockets.
He's on tonight, ladies and gents. He's on. I'm loving it. Hey, another thing I saw, Ziggy, credit to Ziggy again. He put up a video. My boy, Lil P, he was ripping on Fanatics Live. I think it was the first time he was ripping, to be honest. But he was ripping Prism on the Fanatics platform. And he was saying, ripping a Prism product on there. Are they trying to tell us something because they've allowed him to do it? I don't know. I have no clue. Maybe it's just we just let them break on there and we just take a cut of everything. So just profit off of everyone, I guess. I don't know. Dan, welcome. He thought he missed it. You never missed it, mate. Don't you worry. Dan said, I never liked PYT. Random team is where it's at. Fair enough. Not on the Wheel of Fortune. Not on the Wheel of Fortune. It's not.
Fanatics Live.
Next one. Speaking of Dan, he put out a PSA rookie scam, auto scam video. Saucy got a bit of credit in this one, which was very interesting. You've been doing your research.
There it is.
Son.
I've paused it on the worst face of him. That's
give him some. Skip it. Just drag that forward.
There it is. There
we go. Okay, good.
Right there it is. There. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. And it just goes on to, explain about the situation, what's happening, but it's just bizarre the lengths that people go in this hobby to try, get an extra buck out of people. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. And the fact that PSA is authenticating these autos and not knocking them back, that's even more ridiculous. Just goes to show you the character you've got working down there at PSA. They can't even detect Kurt's cum care, and they definitely don't give a about this shit. So, I mean, who cares? Who cares? Just do whatever the hell you want. Like we always say, Doma, do whatever the hell you want. It's the wild, wild west out here. Like, it's just crazy, man. Just crazy. Like anyone who hasn't watched, I'll just give you a quick summation of what's going on. But essentially, this guy is buying base Mason Mount rookie tickets, peeling off sticker autos of Mason Mount from probably his third, fourth year. His autos on some products are really, really cheap. Peeling it off and putting it on there, sending it to PSA, getting him to slab it authentic, which it is authentic. The auto is authentic. But the matter of fact is, those cards didn't come out of a Panini pack when you broke it with an auto on it. None of them did. All of his rookie tickets of that year were numbered. Anything that was ordered was numbered, right? There was only numbered autos, right? So anything base did not have an auto. It's not like you see in NBA, they've got base ones where they've actually got base auto rookie tickets that are non-numbered. In that football product for that year, that's how it was, right? So the fact that PSA is authenticating that is just stupid. And it goes to my point and how many times we've stressed on this fucking show, man. I wish someone would listen to me at these companies, man. Why are these companies not working together? That PSA should realize and understand that this wasn't a pack pulled auto and it should be, if anything, right, knocked back, first of all. And if anything, if they still want to take his money, they should put it altered, because no one wants to buy a card that says altered on it. They always want to know what happens. That starts a conversation with the buyer. What have you done? This and that. Then maybe they get an actual story out of the buyer, right? Other than this seller, out of the seller, sorry, I should say, this seller here on eBay, which I don't even want to give him credit. You can go see Dan's video if you want to see who this Lemon is. Right?
Just quickly, Dan said someone reached out about that, and he said the eBay store is the one who Leaf sued for the fake Ronaldinho stickers. They run a lot of in-person signing events. All the stickers that Ronaldinho never signed.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting. Wouldn't it be interesting if that's the same eBay store and he's now faking Mason Mount autos somehow with Panini stickers that he's got? Who knows? Maybe he's got a handy hand and fake that auto pretty well, and they're authenticating a PSA. I highly doubt that's happening. I think it's more what I said first, but I just don't understand why there's no work together between these two companies. Why or PSA does know this and they just take the money anyway. The breakdown here for me as soon as that's in a PSA slab, that's a breakdown for me in the whole space. And that's why I have no trust. No, not even trust, but I mean, what faith do we have in these companies that they're trying to do right by collectors when they're doing shit like this? You know, they're literally caring about the $30 fee or whatever the fuck it costs to get that authenticated. That's all they're caring about.
Yeah. Well, I'm still baffled at the fact that the grading company and the major, manufacturer of the product haven't got an agreement for a PDF document that's got every card. It doesn't have to have an image of every card because that document would be massive. But you know how sometimes checklists don't have every card on there because there's like a chase card that's super short printed. So it doesn't actually have it on there sometimes. And it's like you've hit this card and it's a hidden card on a checklist. That happens in some products, not every product. But how they just don't have a full checklist of every card and every variation that you can get of that player, where you just need to have an example of one card of that variation. So they understand what the color looks like, what a numbered variant looks like. So when it comes to grading, they bring it up. It's in alphabetical order. They do a control F. They type in mount. It comes up to the Mason mount section off the filter, and they go through it all, and they go, oh, actually, he's got no autos that are not numbered in this product. And they can then ask the question. But this is what happens when you got that much demand in your grading service and you spend 30 seconds on a card. You haven't got time to actually be meticulous and do your job properly. You're running at efficiency, not effectiveness. Just efficiency. Pump them out as quick as you can. Stamp the 10 on, move on. As simple as that. So, it's not great.
That was good.
Not great at all.
Donna. I like that.
Not great at all. Yeah. Last one. Question was actually asked, and this could be a bit of a forum for people in the chat. Definitely can drop your comments in there. Someone asked about starting in the hobby. How do they, once they get in, how do they go about looking for products that they want, buying products, what they're interested in, and stuff like that? So this is a pretty broad topic to cover. But it's we could probably do a 3-hour video on this if we really wanted to go proper in depth. But I've actually come up with a few things, Source. First and foremost, we've got Cardboard Connection, which is obviously a great tool. Has a lot of new releases coming out. You can find checklists in there, stuff like that. So you can always check on that. So if you're into soccer, you can go back and have a look at upcoming soccer products. The other thing you can do, Trading Card Database is a fantastic tool. I use this so much when the hobby was ramping up, trying to find gems, when we were looking for all different types of sets and subsets and presenting them on the show. I would go in here, change this. We'll just go to soccer, for example. We'll type in, we'll just go search. It should come up with the years. It should. Or not. Maybe. It did nothing. How well is that going?
Well done, Doma.
Sorry.
I reckon you have to put it from there.
Yeah. So you go over to that little tab. You click on it. You can go by names, college, birth dates. I don't want that. Sets. You can go by teams. And this is what I did for a lot of the stuff. You go on here and we'll say 1998 because World Cup, I like Zidane. And I want to get a Zidane World Cup card. I'm just running really slow. You go in here and you can have a look. All the like some of the major releases, stuff like that.
There's usually once you click into some of these, some of them have pictures and stuff, so you can sort of see what
some
the
of
card
them
is.
have pictures.
But if you can't find the card, you generally just look up the card on eBay, and some will have
right
it
here.
for sale,
So that's the next. Exactly right.
Images.
So you just go from there, type it in here, and then you'll get the images.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you want to make sure you are buying the cards at a good price. You're not getting duped. And 130 point is the place to go. Type in the card, have it on sold items, see what the latest have gone through. You don't want to be spending 30, 40 USD more than you should be. So that's just a few resources. And then I've just written on here, obviously, apart from that, you get on Instagram, follow a bunch of pages on there.
Obviously, follow double coverage.
Double coverage, of course. But we should probably put a list and come across and put that on the show next week. Some podcasts, some pages to follow, and we'll go from there. So that's just a few things. So Cardboard Connection, trading card database, eBay, of course, and you need 130 point in there. That is a must because you don't want to be spending your money on cards and burning it away and you're overpaying. Dan the Card Man says TCDB is so damn good. James says look for boxes wrapped by BBCE. That is the wrong advice. So do not take that if you're listening to this. Vinny says surely Uncle Ken does a great how to start in the hobby video. 1, get a house on a golf course. Number 2, get a 9-figure bank account.
Number 3, don't authenticate your autos from your autograph signings from back in the day. He doesn't authenticate them. Doesn't sell them on his platform. I wonder why.
Number 4, don't ask me questions because then I'll take it as an insult and abuse you in the Instagram chats. Like you did me. Brett says blow up forums for a friendly discussion. These are the what not to do's, ladies and gents, if you want to get into the hobby. Ship My Cards is also another great tool to use.
Yeah, I was gonna say ship my cards or get it shipped international. Now I can't attest to how good get it shipped international is, but yes, there is get it shipped international. There's also ship my cards. If you haven't been there, I'll bring it up. Ship cards.
Dan says buy singles for your PC buys. Don't chase it by busting product. 100%.
Yep. So there's ship my cards there. So there's those two as well. I will be giving get it shipped international a test. I do understand the way that they charge is a bit different to ship my cards. So I'm going to give them a shot. And I've had pretty good reviews from other people that have used it here in the space. So it's good that ship my cards has some competition for us here and international buyers outside of the US. So that only relates to people that are outside the US. If you're inside the US, you're not, and you're listening to this, you're not going to have that issue, or you might have that issue if you want to use a tax-free address. Should you live in a tax state in the US, you can use Ship My Cards for their Oregon address. So if you make a big purchase on an auction site like Golden or eBay or something, you can put it to the Oregon address and actually save on tax. So it's actually some people still use it even in the US for that purpose. But yeah, it's a definite must. Those if you're living outside the shipping forwarding services. And yeah, there's been some good advice in the chat about not going too hard on breaks and boxes and things like that. That's if you want to build a good PC. I'll be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. Focus on, first of all, find, if you're talking about sports, find what is the purpose of your collection? What is the purpose of your collection? Have an aim to what you want to build in your collection. Really think about it. Do you have a favorite player? Do you have a favorite team? Do you have a favorite player and team? Like, do you like a certain sport and then you like that certain player or certain things like that, right? Just think about what you want to do. In UFC, you have a favorite fighter, and go after their cards and collect things that you enjoy to collect. That's number one. And collect things that are within your budget. That's number two. And number three is never extend yourself with a card, and understand that you may miss that card, and another one will come along that you may like as well. So I'm sure there'll be another opportunity. And don't worry, it's just a piece of cardboard if you don't get that card, because it can get a bit addictive, and some people do go a bit hammer and tong, because it does. We're all a bit cardboard mad, but have your budget, and if you have the means with expendable money to spend more, then great. But also find a way to it's up to you how you want to collect. But for me, I think part of the enjoyment of cards is also finding a way to buy and sell other cards to enhance your collection. I think that's also the fun of it. And not every buy that you make is going to be able to on sell for a profit. But as you do this longer and longer, you sort of pick up on things and trends and opportunities where you see you could buy cards that you feel are a good deal, and then move them on for a little bit of profit, and over time that does add up. And then you can offset some of the costs for your own PC. Now that does take a bunch of time, and if you don't, not a bunch of time, but it takes a bit of time and consistency to run sales and do things and move cards and post cards and maybe have an eBay store and that sort of stuff. So if you don't feel like that you have that type of time, you can still collect if you want to still do that, because you can always send your cards off to a what are those services that put all the auctions up on eBay? They sort of just
consignment.
I'm sure, consignment. That's right. That's what I was looking for. So that you can got the consignment services. So you can still do that. There's a lot of options in this hobby. So we've probably overloaded people with information.
But getting started, it's pretty much just doing your research. If you're into TCG like Pokemon, good website is PokeCollector. I'll put a bit of a list together for the show next week, and we can run through it and actually in Hobby Talk go through some of the sites and stuff. And
there's a lot of good resources and websites out there to find stuff.
And a critical, even a critical one is find shows in your area, like local card shows that are on, and go there. And even the first couple that you go to, personally, you don't want to get too hyped up, because you might see the card that you really want in terms of, it could be a Ja Morant rookie, for example, and you get hyped up and you just pay for the card. You know what I mean? I would go there, get to know people, ask questions to people on Instagram on their pages. They should be pretty helpful. I know we are when we get DM'd. If they're not helpful, just come to us. We'll help you. Don't worry about them. And you can tell us who they are, and we'll tell you if they're lemons or not. And the other thing is, if you've got a LCS, local card shop, go in there, introduce yourself, ask questions to them, and hopefully you got a card shop source. Yeah, hopefully, most of, if not all of them, they've got great customer service. So they should be able to give you time of day. I'm just saying. And if you're not doing that, LCS stores, there's a reason why I am saying this, because I am having a dig at some of them. If you don't have that, fucking get it. Because I'm telling you, if I hear a few more, next time I see the card stores, I will be telling the person to their face, your customer service is shit. And you probably should start reconsidering some of the people you employ at your shops. So, yeah, simple as that. Everyone's pretty friendly. Well, as we always say, 95% of the hobby is super friendly, and you'll find a humongous amount of great people in this hobby. Take it off the screen. You find great people in the hobby, and as Saucy and I and Dan said on this show before, and Jay said it before, and everyone in this chat said it before, you make you find great people in this hobby, and you build great relationships with these people. So a lot of them become lifelong friends. So ask questions, get to know the sport, the player that you're collecting, and
have a goal. Have a goal.
Yes,
think
have
about
a goal.
it.
And the last piece of advice I'll give you is, like, if you come into the hobby and you go, basketball's my favorite, Michael Jordan's my favorite player, and I want Michael Jordan autos, I just need to let you know, more often than not, the most popular players in the league are the ones that are the most sought after. So they come with the biggest price tag. So that's why you got to always do your research. And don't get deterred by the price tag, because there is always an option for that player. You can get a base variation of the card. It doesn't always have to be the top one.
Something to collect.
You can build. You can always build to it. So, yeah. Speaking of card shows, are you guys going to the National? No. Unfortunately. No. Someone didn't put us on their private jet again for the second year running.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, rate it. Their platform isn't as established as Ship My Cards. Good customer service from my experience. Good communication with shipments and inquiries.
That's Get It Shipped International he's talking about.
Yeah. FV put a comment, and then Brett says, is it a fruit? I can't confirm. I don't know. Is it a fruit, vegetable? I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not pointing at anyone in particular. I'm just saying. Be friendly. Offer customer service. You're there in a card shop to offer your advice and information because you're trying to draw more people into the hobby. You're not trying to deter them from the hobby. You want them to come into your shop to spend money, not walk out of the shop and not spend a cent. That's all I'm saying. So good business practice. On that note, thank you once again, everyone, for tuning in. Double coverage. I'm Dom with the great man Sauce. Keep living, loving, and breathing sport, and peace out. We got duped.
Yeah.
Doop.
Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports. Double curve.